Well, first of all, at the time of this taping, the oil spill has not been capped. They've tried several different things. It has not worked. It's an unprecedented environmental disaster. The question here is what happens if a hurricane gets into the Gulf of Mexico? That is the question a lot of people are trying to answer, and there really is no clear answer here. This is unprecedented, as I said, and as a result, we don't have a point of reference for this. So there are a lot of theories, including that a hurricane could help to stir up the oil in the Gulf of Mexico and help disperse it, help it naturally turn into the tar balls. And then, of course, there's a school of thought where, obviously, if that vast amount of oil is affected by large storm surges and high winds, it could literally push this oil or the remnants or tar balls, whatever it is at that time, into inland areas and cause quite a bit of environmental disaster. So there's many concerns. We'll have to watch the wind direction, the strong currents, the ocean currents, including the loop current from the Gulf of Mexico, which tends to be a little bit warmer. Some other thoughts, too, about the blackness from the oil on top of the surface of the Gulf of Mexico, helping to create more heat in the Gulf of Mexico. Some of the experts I've seen and read about have said it probably would be negligible considering the size of the Gulf of Mexico. So again, this is kind of something we haven't had to deal with before, but it is something clearly that would be of concern if a hurricane, especially a major hurricane, got into the Gulf of Mexico when you're talking about storm surges 15 to 20 feet and dispersing this large amount of oil in the Gulf onto land areas. It would be a mess. And that's, I think, at the very minimum, you could call it that. So we'll continue to see how this develops, hope that it doesn't happen, hope that we don't have to deal with that. But we are anticipating and forecasting very active hurricane season in the Atlantic Basin, and that does include the Gulf of Mexico. But this is a point of reference that I don't want to have to set for the future, what happens when a major oil spill meets a major hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico. Let's hope we don't have to, but clearly it would be a major problem.